The Biden administration came to terms with Mexico to restart the Trump-era Remain in Mexico policy to try and stem the tide of illegal immigration at our southern border. Joining us now for more is Texas Congressman and co-chair of the Congressional Border Security Caucus, Congressman Brian Babin, back with us on the program. Congressman, good morning. Nice to see you again.
Good morning, Rob. Great to be with you.
We know the administration is only doing this because a federal court is now forcing them to do so, which seems to be happening a lot with this administration. Do you expect this to actually change anything at our southern border?
Well, you know, I'm hopeful. I will say that, Rob, but I'm not holding my breath. We've seen the slow rolling and the pushback from this administration, even on court orders, on other issues as well. So. As a matter of fact, we're having a Border Security Caucus meeting here as soon as we get through with this interview. It is getting worse. We've had 1.6 million cross our border and being apprehended. Since Biden took office, over 2 million in the past year have come across. And at the same time, Biden is issuing travel bans that are absolutely meaningless because of the crossers, the illegals that are coming across. Which does not do a thing to protect us from the COVID pandemic. And we have migrants from 106 countries have crossed our border just in one sector, in the Del Rio sector
shocking
of the state
numbers.
of Texas.
As I understand it, the Remain in Mexico policy, the re-implementation of this policy is not going to be the same as it was under the former president. Some of the bite, some of the teeth of that previous policy have been stripped away, which will probably have a negative impact on actually curbing the problem that we've had down there for 11 months. You tweeted yesterday that incentivizing illegal immigration, what the Biden administration and Democrats do best, they're working hard to make this the worst border crisis in history, and they're trying to make it permanent. So I'm wondering, how do we end this crisis? We know Kamala Harris has no interest in ending it. Could this stretch all the way into 2024? Is this going to take a Republican president to end what's going on at the southern border?
It certainly might do that. In fact, I think there's a strong probability that they have no intention of fixing and securing this border. And I'll tell you, one of the biggest indicators of that is the fact that we now know that removals, deportations of illegal aliens in this country are down 80%. That's 80% from the time that President Trump was in office. That proves absolutely that the Biden administration has no intention of controlling this border. And as you know, the only way to disincentivize illegal, immigration is by interior enforcement. That means deporting the individuals that have had their cases already adjudicated in court. They got orders by the federal government to be removed, and simply they are not removing these people. Instead, they have empowered the terrorists, the drug traffickers, the human smugglers, and cartels. And they see our open borders an absolutely easy opportunity to come into America.
Congressman, let me get your take on a poll, if I could.
To protect the American nation, he's got to secure this border and stop the incentivization of illegal immigration.
Absolutely. We know that Kamala Harris wants to be president. And let's be honest, Joe Biden in 2024, he's going to be 82 years old. So it remains to be seen if he runs again. The vice president wants to become president. A recent I&I tip poll found that only 12% of registered voters, and they surveyed over 1,000 people, want her to run in any capacity in 2024. Couldn't she change some of the opinions of the American people if she just actually handled one of the issues that her administration is having right now? She's in charge of the border. Manage the crisis, solve the problem. Maybe people will like you again.
Rob, she is, Biden's numbers are way down. Kamala's numbers are even lower, just as you said. She got about 3% of the vote when she was running for president in the primary. Let's hope that she doesn't wind up our president. That's all I can say. Because the American people, we absolutely, there are people dying. There are people dying on both sides of the border because of these border policies. We've seen 100,000 Americans die of overdoses in the last year. The 11,000 pounds, that's 5.5 tons of fentanyl, one of the most deadly drugs. I'm a healthcare provider. I practiced dentistry for 37 years. Fentanyl is a dangerous drug less than a 1/16 of a teaspoon will kill you. and the increases in the amount of fentanyl coming across, 341% increase, and 100,000 dead Americans in the last year.
Unbelievable. It's shocking and
It is
tragic.
unreal
Yeah.
what this administration is doing to the American people.
It is. Congressman Brian Babin, good to see you. Thanks so much for joining us. Look forward to seeing you again.
Merry Christmas.
Thank you. You too. Hey, I'm Rob Finnerty. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please join the conversation in the comments below. Don't forget to subscribe, too. Hit the bell icon to be alerted to breaking news. And remember, there's a whole lot more on Newsmax TV, America's fastest growing cable news network. Newsmax TV, we're real news for real people.